That concludes the question portion of the quorum tonight. So now we will conclude with closing statements. And first up for closing statements is Mr. Don Shoemaker. Excuse me, David Shoemaker. I know both of you.
Distant cousin, but not that close. Folks, thank you. I appreciate everybody showing up tonight. I want to thank Jerry Caldwell and folks at BMS. Appreciate you providing the opportunity for us to be here tonight. Chamber of Commerce, thank you. You know, the more that we can do this, the more we can talk about what we've planned, what we've done. It's great, and get people involved in this. Beth Reinhardt, aren't you glad you're not doing it tonight? You did a great job. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm David Shoemaker, and I know Bristol. And Bristol knows me. It's just as simple as that. My hometown knows who I am, know who I've been on the city council. Hardly anybody in town here I haven't met personally. You've watched me work hard during the past few years. You probably know I'm a former high school teacher and cross-country coach. I'm a small business owner, have my own business, home inspection service, a downtown property owner, and I'm a tireless promoter of our musical heritage. Everybody knows that. But you know, I'm proud of my record of accomplishments on your city council. It's given me an opportunity to participate, to do something that I always dreamed about when I was a kid in the 60s, you know, making a difference in this community. So I appreciate that opportunity. I've established myself as a man of integrity in this community and vision. And most importantly, you know exactly what to expect from me. If you'd allow me to continue as your representative on the city council, not a politician, but a public servant, I'll continue to do the same kind of work that I've done in the past. I'll be the hardworking, doggedly determined person that you've always seen, and you will know exactly what to expect. You don't have to guess what I might do if you elect me. You know who I am, you know what my record is, and you're going to see the same in the future.
Lee Powers. I consider myself to be a compassionate person. I've been a school teacher as well. I consider myself to have a servant's heart. I've spent a lot of time in this community providing volunteer hours and working to lift up this community to the best of my ability. At the same time, I find myself to be a person that's driven by common sense, facts, and statistics. I too consider myself to be a visionary. I see myself as being a visionary of the future. Where we've been has happened. Where we're going is yet to be concerned. I'd like to think that we are going to have a very active website. I've even had the opportunity to have a glimpse of its new development. I would like to think that we are going to be opening our doors to the world and let the world once and for all know that Bristol's open for business. I think it's interesting, you know, there's some that say, and I've told my children, we live in a utopic place. And aren't we so fortunate? The secret, though, is that not many people know that but us. Has my opponent been active and done good works in the past? Yes. Does he have the skill sets to take us into the future? I believe that mine can take us there much more greatly. I have the skill sets of technology and business, and I would like for you to vote for me for a new, fresh Bristol.
I'm Morgan Lurie, and I've enjoyed this spirited debate. It's been a privilege sitting before you. Hope you've learned a bit more about me, and I've learned more about Bristol. It's apparent that one cannot approach the position focused on only one facet of Bristol's existence. Business is necessary for economic stability, but we are nothing without an educated and informed populace. In the area of business, I am a member of the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. I have a very successful medical practice for 17 years. Anyone with any knowledge of medicine knows that medical practices have become highly competitive and complex businesses. In the area of education, I am a teacher. I trained local and international healthcare providers. I was on St. Anne's School Board. In the area of the arts, I've supported the Paramount, Border Theater, and Bristol Ballet throughout the years. Our musical and artistic heritage is integral to our town's identity. A thriving economy will help us foster Bristol arts. I am past master of the King Lodge 461, a Shriner and a Knight of Columbus. I have a sworn obligation to my God, my country, my neighbor, and my family. As a citizen statesman, I plan to make a lasting impact on this region through nurturing skills that have been locally sharpened through the practice of medicine. As a passionate challenger, I have no intent to become an entrenched incumbent. I will simply move heaven and earth to get the job done while working for Bristol, and then move on. I define myself by my word and honest work ethic. Know this, that I will, if elected, logically govern with unmuzzled truth, not political correctness. I will therefore endeavor to strive to seek to find and not to yield as I work for Bristol. Join us this May and cast a vote that will work for Bristol, not for self-gain. Thank you.
Several years ago, my life was adversely affected by government policy. It was called the North American Free Trade Agreement, NAFTA for short. It was the first in a series of agreements that our government made for free trade, and it hurt a lot of companies within our country. We lost over 100 employees. We had a great workforce. I had to look many good people in the eye and say to them, because of no fault of yours, because of no fault of our company, we have to lay you off. If you're out of work, I know what you're going through, and I know that policy and city government can make a difference. If you are fortunate enough to have a job, I know in many cases your take-home pay is eroded by increases in your health insurance and higher taxes from many different levels. I ask you to hang on, because I believe better times are ahead of us. I will listen to you and I will be accessible. With 27 years experience in manufacturing, distribution, advertising, and marketing, I believe I can make a difference. I believe we can nudge policy to support education, help businesses grow and hire, and form a common vision for all. I know with your support, talking to your neighbors, your friends, your colleagues, we will win this election. Give me a call or go to my website, chadkeene.com, for more information. I ask for your vote. Thank you.
I'm going to stand up again. I see people kind of trying to see. Thanks to the Chamber and to you all and to Beth for giving us this opportunity to share our views for what we believe is at stake with this election. What's at stake is simple. It's Bristol's future. It's evident that our community and your city council are making great strides in progress. We have the best downtown in the Tri-Cities. We have neighboring community leaders who are saying Bristol is eating our lunch, not Bristol's going to eat our lunch. We're poised to again be a regional shopping destination. We've created about 1,200 new jobs. We're working together on our strategic plan with our strategic partnerships, and it's for growth and sustainability. And that's with the Chamber and Birthplace Country Music and Bristol Motor Speedway and everything. This is a new vision for Bristol. It's a new direction. It's a new model. It's a new era for the city of Bristol. We've come so far. Let's continue to work hard and work together to claim that bright future our community so deserves. With tight budgets and a soft economy, consistency is critical to maintain this positive course. With careful planning and fiscal control, Bristol has proven it can not only survive, but thrive in difficult times. Now imagine what Bristol can do in good times. Our community continues to need experienced leadership to achieve our collective vision for Bristol. With over 15 years on City Council, double that in public service, I have the experience, leadership, and vision necessary to lead our community. I'm committed to public service, not politics. I build communities, not allegiances. I bring people, ideas, and action together. I work hard every day for Bristol, for our community, for you, for your children, for our future. A vote for me is a vote for our brighter tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bristol Chamber of Commerce. Thank you, Bristol Motor Speedway. I appreciate this opportunity. Thank you, so many of you who have come tonight to hear what we have to say. It shows it's a great turnout. I've been in this room for even state events that haven't had this many. So thank you for showing your concern and your interest. I want to share briefly, again, all residents get to vote in all 3 races here. We have an opportunity to look at what a view of leadership is. My view of leadership is helping others succeed. I want to be an advocate. Those businesses, those folks who, maybe like Chad, who have been displaced and end up starting his own business, those are some great opportunities. We can support that. We can advocate that. Small changes have big effects all over the place when you change policy. And I think it's important to remember that. I also believe in, as a leader, I kind of look at it like sometimes I need to work myself out of my job, come in, make a difference, and then let someone else take the reins and go from there and contribute. All of us have different strengths and weaknesses. Let us bring our strengths to the table and then get out of the way for somebody else to here in a few years. I've taken a pledge not to run for a 3rd term. I don't even know if I'll run for a 2nd. I'm running now. That's what matters. So please keep me in mind. I need your vote, and I believe you'll see the energy that I've put into knocking on doors, visiting with people, those many, many hours of meetings, whether it's at the school board or at the city council or other meetings. I think I've prepared myself as good as I can without actually being in that seat to be ready to contribute right away. Thank you.
Thank you, Chamber. Thank you, Speedway, and once again, everyone for coming out. I think the one thing that sets me apart from the other candidates, there's no other candidate in the South District as the background in finance and sales like myself. We obviously need help with our finance side and stop raising taxes and fees to balance our budget. We need to do a better job of selling our city and what Bristol has to offer. I'm also the only candidate in the South District that was born and raised in Bristol and whose parents and grandparents were also born and raised here. Also, am the only candidate in the South District that has a child currently in our public school system. I'm active with our PTA and recognize the opportunities of our public schools. Bristol needs a fighter, and anyone who knows me knows that when I believe in something, I will fight to the end for that belief, and I believe in Bristol. I will research the issues, poll the residents, and determine the best course of action for this city, and stand my ground while doing it. I'm Vince Turner, and I ask for your vote on May 21st. Thank you.
Yeah, I get to finish. I'm Joel Staten. Like I said, I'm the current mayor. I've worked hard all my life. I did physical labor for Bristol, Tennessee Electric System, where I was basically forced into retirement. I've worked 4 years this time and 4 years last. I've a total of 8 years. I'm a 2-time mayor for your city. This is your government. You make your choices. But just remember, I've worked hard all my life. I've worked hard for the last 8 years for the city. I'm not afraid to take a challenge. I'm not afraid to put my neck on the line if I don't believe something isn't right at that time. We have 2 ladies up here that can contest that. When you make a vote on city council, you're always going to have people that don't like it because it's always a controversial thing. There's been very few 3-2 votes on council, but when they happen for a reason. And I'd just like for you to remember that I've worked hard for the last 8 years for you so that every citizen in the city of Bristol has a voice on council, and I listen to them all, whether they're 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, the person is intoxicated or not, which I have forgotten, or the person is cussing me out at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I hope all these people are up for that. So thank you very much. Keep me in mind when you go to the polls.
Let's give all of our candidates a hand. I think you would all agree that I'm no Jim Lear, but I will say that we both have had the privilege of moderating some pretty great forums, and this was indeed one that I've been privileged to be able to do. So I wish all of you the best of luck and appreciate what you're doing. A couple things quickly. One, in terms of public service, a lot of you all know that we lost a public servant to Bristol, Tennessee this past week, Kelly Buskell. So we'd like to ask you just to keep their family in your thoughts and prayers, and remember him for the service that he gave to our community, just as these folks are doing tonight. Jerry Caldwell, Jerry, are you?
You just did that.
Wayne, Kevin, Triplet, Wayne Estes, Jerry coming back? No. We're very fortunate to have a facility such as this here at Bristol Motor Speedway to have events like this. This is not the first time that they've opened their doors to the chamber for things like this. So let's give them a hand for their generosity. I'm going to remind you to please go out and vote. Please continue to ask questions of our candidates. Paula, would you like to close? Well, on behalf of the Chamber of Commerce, thank you for attending, and go vote.